Step 1, take a practice test. Step 2, identify all of your weaknesses and mistakes in that practice test. Step 3, repeat the process and execute on test day. Doing these 3 things will help you get the ACT score that you have set as your target score. But how do you exactly do these 3 steps to maximize the improvement that you get enough to get a 36? That's what I'm going to discuss in today's video. So this is a very short video. I'm going to keep it very simple, and I'll just give you the most direct and honest approach to maximizing your ACT score as much as possible to a 36 if you're willing to put in the work and the time. If you want a 36, it's going to take a lot of work and it'll take a lot of effort, but if you follow this procedure, you can definitely do it if you put in a lot of work, depending on where you are starting out. So let's begin. So let's start with step 1, right? How exactly do you practice for the maximum improvement possible? First thing you need to do is only use official ACT practice exams or official ACT exams when you practice. You can find some of these in the link below, as well as on some websites and subreddits that have actual official exams that have been tested and used in the past, and you can use these to practice. Now, why is it important to use these tests when you practice? Because they'll give you the most realistic experience and simulation of the actual exam. Also, don't just use real exams, but use the timing and the approach that the actual exams have. For example, timing, like I said, don't have distractions, don't have pets, don't have music, food around you while you are practicing. Completely simulate that environment and make it as real as possible, and take your tests seriously and take them to the best of your ability. Step 2 is the most important step. It is to identify and understand your weaknesses. Look, your weaknesses are what keep you between the score that you want and the score that you are at right now. You have to fill those skill gaps. You have to learn about the question types and the skills that you are lacking in and develop strategies to overcome those weaknesses. For example, if you're really bad at ACT reading timing, well, you got to keep practicing them, keep finding ways to maximize the understanding that you get out of all these passages. Now, there are other strategies that I have made videos about that discuss how you can go about learning about these strategies, but the main thing is you need to understand what exactly your weaknesses are. Not just which section your weaknesses are in, but what those weaknesses are. For reading and science, it's mostly going to be strategy related. It's going to be about timing. It's going to be about getting the best understanding possible, and that just comes with practice. But for English and math, it is going to be more skill heavy. Timing isn't as much of a problem for these, but with skills, that's where students tend to struggle most. When you go through an ACT English or an ACT Math section exam, make sure that you understand each and every question that you got wrong, why you got it wrong, what the correct answer is, and why it's correct, because that'll give you the maximum understanding of the skill that you need to answer a question like that correctly next time you see it on a future exam. Because, like I've said many times before, these question types and skill types recur from exam to exam. Every exam tests you on the same skills. So if you can master the skills of just one exam or even a couple, then you'll be in a better position to perform even better the next time you take an ACT practice exam or an ACT official exam. But focus on understanding why each correct answer option in each question is correct, and understand the skill behind it and how it works. Learn from the correct answers, because that'll help you fill those skill gaps and fill the gap between your score and the score that you want as fast as possible. And then step 3 is to repeat and execute. So you don't just take one practice test, identify your weaknesses, and say, oh, I'm bad at trig and reading. No, you keep repeating the process. More exams, more identification of weaknesses. Repeat the process, keep finding new weaknesses, keep finding new question types, get used to the exam, get used to how the timing works. You have to completely master this test, and that doesn't just come from taking it one time. You have to take it multiple times. You have to get used to it and the way it tests you, because it tests you in really weird ways. It's not normal questions that you're getting that you've seen in school or in middle school and whatever. They're really odd questions, and you have to get used to not just the skills and the strategies that you're going to use, but the way those questions test you. And that comes with practice and practicing repetitively over the course of many exams. So make sure that you take more than just one practice exam. Like I said, there are some linked below. And if you go on the RACT subreddit, which is a really good resource for finding advice as well as resources, you can find more practice exams and actual exams there for you to use. But once you repeat the process, that's only half of the battle. You have to execute on test day. Executing on test day successfully comes down to not being nervous and not taking it too seriously. Now, it is a big day, you're actually taking the ACT exam, but it's just another ACT exam. If you've practiced with multiple exams before, you have no reason to be nervous because you've done this before. You've been in this position, you've simulated the exam multiple times. It's just the same thing. You're just taking it again. So approach it the same way. It's just another practice test, and you're going to do fine if you have put in the number of practice exams, if you've put in a lot of effort and you've practiced repeatedly, like I said you have to do before you go ahead and try to execute, if you've done all that, then you are definitely set to getting the score that you want. Just be confident and go in there, be comfortable in your seat, and kill it. That's really all there is to it. Again, this stuff does take a lot of work if you're trying to get a 36, but man, if you're trying to get from like a 21 to a 33, like what I did, it's still very possible. It just takes a bit of work, and you have to understand your weaknesses, because those are the most important thing. Most students just completely neglect this, and they'll go ahead and just do steps 1 and 3 again and again. Take practice tests, repeat, execute, or should I say, fail to execute. Take practice test, repeat, fail to execute. You can't just repeat that process and expect improvement. It comes with time. It comes with identifying your weaknesses. That takes a bit more time, it takes a bit more work, and it takes patience. But if you do it, then you will definitely get that score that you're looking for in much less time than just repeating the practice process, taking practice exams again and again and again. It doesn't work. Try doing this. It works much faster than the other approach, the traditional approach. So with that, I am going to end the video. Short video for today, I think. And if you guys need practice resources, again, like I said, practice exams linked below, and you can find free tutoring on our website linked below as well. You can always chat with us through our chat box that we have for the members. Membership is free. All you have to do is sign up. And without further ado, I'm going to end the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and good luck on the ACT exam.